Binary Piecast. A humble slice of PC gaming pie.
Welcome back to the Binary Piecast, PC Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Cody, and I'm joined across the digital sea with my wonderful co-host, Oren. What's up, man?
I want to go to Italy and eat that ice cream.
Fuck the ice cream!
I hate Wikipedia for showing me that picture.
Screw Italy. You need to come over here. You need to get some Dippin' Dots and a Klondike bar. More specifically, a Reese's Klondike. So what would you do for a Klondike?
Well, nothing, so I've not
Sell
tried
my
it yet.
soul. No, actually, I don't really even care for Klondike bars. They're not that good. I just like good old American ice cream sandwiches.
I think I'll just get some wafers and ice cream and slap it myself.
Wafers? Like crackers or like... What do you guys consider wafers?
Oh, yeah, you guys have different meanings.
Like
wafer,
our wafers are like these really dry, lightweight cookie type things, and they're kind of disgusting.
Yeah, that might be it. It kind of tastes like cardboard.
Exactly. They have like orange flavored cardboard. That's basically it. That's our wafers. And sometimes they have strawberry ones, but they're gross nonetheless.
Yeah, they're pretty similar. We use them in ice cream a lot.
Oh, yeah, you guys probably like shit like that.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, guys. Well, welcome back to episode 5. I know it's been a few weeks. We've had, I shouldn't say I have had a lot of stuff happen in the real world. Just didn't have enough time to get on here and actually record, but we are back. I'm glad you guys stuck with us, and definitely glad to have you guys around. So what have you been up to, man?
While you've been putting yourself in boxes.
I know, right? That's what it feels like. Building cardboard huts, building my fortress.
Cardboard fortress!
Playing some real life TF2.
2-4, cardboard.
That's right.
I've been obviously still doing university work, playing games, more games that I've actually been playing recently, even though I shouldn't be.
That's good, though. We all need a little game.
Yeah. Need a little bit of break sometimes. Escape from reality. And that's about it. Catching up with people, whatever. Life.
I hear you. That's exactly what's happened to us. We went house shopping, and that's what we've been doing for like the last month and a half, it feels like. Just hopping online, checking all the houses. But we actually made it really easy on our realtor. We only actually looked at 2 houses, and we pretty much knew which one we were going to go for from the beginning. So overall, pretty easy deal, but still stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all that done. Now we just got to wait for closing and do all the boxing and moving and all that crap. The stuff that's not really all that fun.
Admit it, you love the boxes.
The boxes are fun, especially when my wife's not home, and I do get to play a little Team Fortress 2, build my castle fort, play King of the Hill with my dog.
The whole box fortress thing is reminding me of Friends, that episode.
Sure.
Where Joey makes a fortress. I think it was Joey that makes a box fortress. Chandler comes in, asking him to make tea or whatever.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yep.
Something like that.
I know when I was growing up, I always built fortresses and stuff, but we never had like a lot of just like random boxes laying around. So we always just like used like like sheets and bedspreads and stuff like that. Just built fortresses that way. But yeah, unfortunately, most of the boxes that I'm getting are way too small. They won't even like fit on my head. So I've got like 1,000 miniature boxes laying around. Not really all that great for playing fortress building out of.
You could still do something.
True. I can play Minecraft. That's basically what it is. Just play Minecraft. But what have you been playing, man?
Let me check this list I've got.
Wait, do you use Raptor? You do, don't you?
I do, but I don't use the client. I don't see the point.
Like, that's the only way I can go back and remember what I've actually been playing most of the time. Is hopping on Raptor and looking at my activity.
Yeah. So, I carried on playing some Wizorb, and I've completed it.
Nice.
It was It was very fun. Boss battles I didn't expect.
And for those who don't remember, Wizorb is...
It's a game kind of like Breakout and Arkanoid, but it's a fantasy themed, and you have your weapons straight up, like fireballs and teleportations or whatever. It's just straight up arcade fun, really.
I need to get on that. It does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's very cheap.
It's only like, what, a $3 or $4 game?
Yeah, it's a lot of game for what you get, actually.
Fucking A, PC gaming all the way.
I played a little bit of a game called Cube Men. Don't know if you heard that one.
I have heard of this one.
Yeah, it's on Steam, I believe. I don't know about other distributors, but it's a mix between strategy and tower defense, because the Cube Men are actually, I guess you could say, the towers, and there's different types, and it's balls hard. I can't even pass the second level, so I gave up.
It's kind of like not really straight up over the top, but it's got like a third person over the top look to it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That does look pretty cool. 26 player. Oh, it has multiplayer too.
It has multiplayer. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Cool.
But it's balls hard. The computer is just really, it's difficult to. I think it's just my strategy probably not working or whatever.
Personally, I find anymore most strategy games are balls hard for me because I don't have enough patience for them. When I was growing up, I used to play them all the time, but anymore, man, it's just like I'll get halfway through a game, I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. Rage quit. Just rage quit. I just can't do it. It's not just strategy games either. Fucking Realm of the Mad Gods. The game go suck a virtual dick. That game's hard.
Go play it.
Yes, please go play it because it is good.
I've also been playing DLC Quest. Don't know if you've heard about that one.
I have heard about this one too. I have not looked into it, but what I heard is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was original on XBLA, I believe. Well, it was because I've got it. And it was released recently on PC. I got it through Indie Royale, through one of their bundles, through one of their many bundles. And it's kind of a satire towards the whole DLC situation.
Right.
It's really funny, actually. You have to buy animation, the sound, the ability to move left.
That's funny.
Also, all sorts of different random things. There's one where you have to buy a game to give to a kid so you can get to the next place.
It looks cool. It's like it's retro 8-bit style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it came out on Xbox Live Indie Games. So does the PC version have Xbox controller support?
Yes.
Awesome.
I believe so. I don't know where you can buy it though. That's the only problem.
Looks like Desura has it for $1.99.
I'd say buy it for that. It's really fun. It's a really fun game just for that.
I wonder if I have that with one of my indie bundles.
If you got it from Indie Royale, then most likely.
Because I've bought some of them and I just never redeemed the code yet.
I don't think there was a code for DLC Quest. No, wait, there was. I think there was, but not for Steam, obviously.
Right. But for $1.99 on Desura, this game looks pretty legit for that.
Yeah.
But really, almost any game's worth a couple bucks.
It's quite short, but it's worth, it's quality over quantity, this one.
Right.
Just how funny and how it takes the piss out of DLC in general. Oh, you have to buy the pause screen.
I mean, it must be a pretty legit game. Not that I read a lot of trade publication, but it did win the official Xbox Magazine Live Indie Game of the Year for 2011. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't blame them. I recently bought Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis because of nostalgic reasons and completed that. That is, for those that don't know, that's one of LucasArts' many popular point-and-click games from back in the day.
Did you get that on GOG?
No, GOG don't have it.
Really? I thought GOG had like almost all the old LucasArts games.
No, GOG don't have LucasArts at all.
Oh.
I got it from Steam.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's optimized for Windows already, so.
Awesome.
But my only issue with the Steam version is it doesn't use Scum VM. So input like moving the mouse will be a little bit laggy and button presses and all that. So I wish they used that. It's a good Indiana Jones game, so I recommend going check that out.
I remember playing that back in the day.
Yep, so did I. But I never completed it, so I completed it recently instead.
I don't think I finished anything back in the day when I was a kid.
I also checked out Auto Club Revolution.
Oh, please do tell. I have not heard anything about this.
This is very pay to win sort of game. It's very annoying. It's free to like sign up and just to get into, but you do have to pay for. But it's a racing game.
Okay.
And it's trying to take a sort of social aspect to it. And to be honest, it's not executing it very well for me personally. The driving, the gameplay itself, it's not very solid. It's trying to be too much like Forza or Gran Turismo.
So it's more of a sim racer.
Yeah. But it doesn't do it too well in my books.
How does the pay to, this is a big thing that comes up from time to time too. People will bitch about free to play games and they'll call it like, really pay to play or pay to win type games. But how does that aspect incorporate into this game? I'm like, what are you actually paying for? Like engine upgrades, tires and stuff like that? Or
well, you have two types of currency, if I remember.
Okay.
One of them you have to pay with real money, obviously, and one you get through doing races. Right. I think for upgrades you can use either, but for cars you have to either get to a certain level and you get a free car, or you have to pay real money.
Okay.
If I remember, anyway.
So it's kind of like most free to play games, like League of Legends, for instance. They've got two currency systems. You can either get into it with real money for a hell of a lot quicker, or you can spend the majority of your life winning in-game points and finally be able to buy something. But so it's one of those games that you can realistically, pay for free with in-game currency, but it might just take forever and not be worth the time.
Yeah. But the gameplay itself just really doesn't justify it, in my opinion, anyway. So.
Gotcha.
Check it out yourself if you're not sure.
I'm more of a fan of arcade type racers. I mean, I like a good sim from time to time, but for me, they just get boring too quickly.
Yeah, I like sim games if they do them well.
I know you like sim games. You'll play any sim game.
Really?
Yeah.
My favorite racing game is actually Trackmania. That's arcadey.
Well, I'm not talking about racing games. I'm talking about just sim games in general.
Oh well, yeah. I play ridiculous sim games. Come
on. Street sweeper, forklift driver.
I should really do more then.
Those are so ridiculous.
I still got quite a few games to go. I played Maps TD.
Okay, you sent me a link for this. I didn't play it, but
I just couldn't believe how addicted I got to this. They took the April Fool's joke from Google Maps by changing it into 8-bit, and they made it into a tower defense game. So you can go to wherever you live and play tower defense there.
That's awesome.
That's basically the whole game, and it's just so addicting.
How exactly did this work? Because I didn't actually. I just opened it up. I didn't, actually play the game or look at it or anything like that. But
it's a few weeks ago now, so I can't fully remember. It actually uses the Google Maps thing, but they probably put an overlay over it or something. I can't remember.
I'm on it right now. This looks ridiculous.
Yeah. I think you have to put a point or something where you want to be, or
what did you fight though for the tower defense part?
Oh, it's just those little pointers, from Google Maps, but they're all colors.
I got you.
That's all it is.
That's cool.
So different colored ones correspond to different, how much health they have, how fast they are. But after you reach level 50, you slowly stop earning money. So eventually you have to just use what you have and you just die off. It's quite fun that way, to be honest.
I'm playing it right now while we're recording. This is pretty legit.
Yep. It's pretty fun.
Upgrading that bitch. So what else you been playing, man?
I've also been playing Toby's Vertical Adventure.
Oh, man.
That game was pretty damn fun. but I've only played one of the characters. It's it's a straight up arcade platform, I'd say. You basically start from the top, you go to the bottom, grab the treasure, and then you have to go back to the top in a time limit because the cave's going to fall on you.
True.
And that's essentially it.
Yep. I actually played I downloaded a demo when I first got my laptop of this game, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. I played it with a Xbox controller though, which was perfect for this game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just straight up old school, platformer in action.
I was playing on the 360 controller, but I just got confused by the buttons because they've mixed them up a little bit.
Yeah, I do remember that. Every once in a while, I'd have to go back and go to my controller setup screen and actually figure out what the buttons were because I'd forget them. But just from the demo alone, the demo really did sell me on it. It's a really legit game. It's
really fun, but I just wish I had someone to play the co-op with.
I didn't even know I had co-op.
Yeah, it's local co-op, unfortunately, because there's two characters, the guy and the girls.
See, that's what I don't get. I love co-op games. I just don't understand local PC co-op.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense because, how many people's going to want to huddle around like a laptop or something, or even a computer, and play a co-op game? Because you generally just don't have the space for it.
Well, considering it was an indie developer, maybe he doesn't know how to, set up an online servers and all that, or the code involved,
True.
or even the time to do it.
True. I just don't get it.
Because I know Jamestown did that. They didn't put online features in because of that reason.
Well, I know Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing is the same thing.
Yeah.
But, that's a big published thing. I mean, it still had local-only co-op. Or multiplayer, I should say.
Yeah, but they already had it done with the console, so why didn't they bring it on the PC? Make no sense.
I know, because they're just lazy bastards. They're just lazy.
Lazy!
But the people who played, the people who made Toby's Vertical Adventure Secret Base, they've got some other pretty cool games too. They've got like 4 Toby's games.
Yeah, I think most of them are on iPhone, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I might steal my girlfriend's iPhone to play them.
There you go. I'm not sure how well they'd work on iOS. I know I played the Great Gianna Sisters on the iPhone or the iPad when it came out.
Yeah.
Controls were just haggard as hell. They sucked.
I can't imagine what Super Meat Boy on iPhone is going to be like.
Oh man, I know. Hopefully it'll be more like an iPad optimized game. Maybe you can use like the iCade or something like that with it. Yeah. Because I think they were talking about wanting to use the iCade with it. That'd be pretty cool. I
think they're building it from the ground up, though. So
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Which means they can make it specifically for the controls.
I know. I can't even imagine playing that with the keyboard and mouse. I had to play with the Xbox controller, and it still takes so much precision.
Yeah, you can't play Super Meat Boy on the keyboard. There's no way you can do it.
No, actually a lot of the games too. I just play with a controller anymore because I just don't want to tear up my keyboard because I'll go on a freaking nerd rage and throw my damn laptop or something.
Yeah. Thank God for programs like Joy to Key.
True. I still need to download that. I haven't used that yet, but
I don't even use it myself. I use something else, which I paid for years ago.
There you go.
Yeah. It's called Pinnacle Game Profiler.
Cool.
It's a good one. I still got quite a few games to go through.
Go for it, man.
I've also played Zombie Shooter 1 and 2. I preferred 1 over 2, and basically they're just straight up shoot the hell out of a shitload of zombies.
Any particular reason you preferred 1? I mean, did the gameplay change up, anything like that?
2, they had added more... there was RPG elements in the other one, but how do I explain? They made it a little bit more modern. There was like a shop and all that involved.
Okay.
You can only hold up to 3 weapons, and the other one you can hold as many weapons as you can.
So kind of like Killing Floor-esque, in between rounds you had to go upgrade or buy stuff.
Yeah. That's why I preferred 1, because it was just straight up arcade nonsense, just shoot everything, and 2, you had to really think about what weapons you had and all that.
Cool. Now I got a question. I actually have both of these, but I haven't played them yet. How are the controls? Like, are they kind of like twin stick shooterish at all? Or do you have that option?
They're kind of twin stick shooterish, but I used the mouse because it made a lot more sense because there's a reticule or whatever you call it. So say if you have a rocket launcher and you can either shoot the rocket short distance or long distance, depending on where your mouse is.
I mean, is it just pretty simple controls, WSD movement, and then just shoot?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, super simple.
Good deal. I love those type of shooters. So much more fun.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous fun.
Just mindless action.
Yeah, that's it. I took a screenshot, and all you could see was blood.
That is definitely my type of game.
Tip: if you get the minigun, stay with the minigun.
True.
Any of them, because there's the normal minigun for bullets, and you have, I think it was plasma, and you have magma.
Okay. I love miniguns. I used to. I don't know if you ever played the game. They've ported it to so many different consoles, but Dracula.
No.
Played the shit. It's just a straight up twin stick shooter, and they've called it different things, but it originated on iOS, and it was called Dracula on there. But yeah, it's just basically a twin stick shooter. You play as a Van Helsing, you go around kill werewolves and vampires and stuff like that, and you get a minigun on there, man. You just tear it up.
Sounds like fun. I do love the minigun.
Yep.
2 more. Finally. 3 if you want me to talk about an Xbox game that I hope comes to PC.
Oh, it's not official yet?
It's not official. They're thinking about it.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and talk about it too.
Okay.
I've heard nothing but great things about this.
I've also been playing a little bit of audio stuff on and off because it's just ridiculous. It's just good fun. It's very casual and very relaxing, actually. If you don't know what that is, it's not exactly a rhythm game, but it does use your music to build the track or your course or whatever. And you just collect blocks on the way.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even understand what the hell you said.
Okay. Good.
You said that so quickly. I was like, what? So what's the game called again?
Audio surf.
Okay.
Should I do this slowly?
You damn Euros, you and your fast accents.
It's not exactly like a rhythm game, but it uses your music to build the course.
Cool.
So it's a little bit difficult to actually explain, but it's very casual to play.
No, it kind of looks like Wipeout or something.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
But it's not. It's not really a big. Yeah.
That looks trippy as hell.
I just got a scoreboard and all that.
Dude, I'd have to be high or drunk to play this. I mean, this looks messed up. It's like it's like Rez, all bright colors just coming at you.
Yeah, very neon.
Yep. Cool. What else, man?
I've also been playing Syra. I played a little bit before the podcast because someone went out. I think I describe it as a adventure platformer. It's got some puzzle elements, but it's mostly like the answer's already out there somewhere. You just got to find them, really. And you play this woman who's trying to find someone because actually, I've gone too far ahead of the story. Her sister is in hospital. But she's in Mars. It's obviously based in the future, so she's in Mars and she wants to go see her. But because it would take years to get there through ships, she does it through teleporter and finds out there's no one alive for some reason. And she goes years to find, just one person, finds this one guy. And later on, something happens and this guy gets teleported somewhere. She gets a trace on some random planet and she's trying to build a teleporter. So what you're trying to do is try to find parts for this teleporter. And that's basically where the adventure and the platforming comes from. It's got the platforming itself has a bit of a Mirror's Edge feel to it. It's very cool, very fast paced, and you climb walls and all that.
And this isn't your typical linear platformer, right? It's kind of like an open world platformer.
Yeah.
And just from what I've seen on the game, I haven't personally played it, but it's very atmospheric, right?
Yeah.
Not quite, it's kind of got that limbo-ish type feel. I mean, it's not just like black and white, but
No.
it's definitely very atmospheric.
Yeah, the soundtrack really complements it as well.
Oh, good deal.
It really makes you want to play further on.
I'll have to definitely give that a try.
Oh, please. It's very, very good. I actually very into the developer right now. Nicholas, I think it is. I could be wrong. It's just on top of my head.
It looks cool, man. It is. It's Nicholas Nygren or something like that. Cool. Man.
And lastly, a non-PC game, but there's talks that there might be one, and that's Fez. I hope to God this comes to other platforms because this game is just fantastic. I don't know the problem is the puzzles are so clever that I don't want to spoil them.
So Fez is, again, it kind of harkens back to the 8-bit days with the graphics and the graphical game style. But more recently, it really reminds me of Paper Mario that came out on the Wii. Yeah. So you can kind of like manipulate the planes that you're playing on and shift them from side to side. Yeah. It looks really cool. Yeah.
Basically, it looks flat, but it's actually in 3D if you move it around. But one thing they've utilized is sort of an Escher feel, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Say, for example, one side could have vines on the left side. And if you flip it to one side, the vines could be on the right.
Oh, cool.
And no, say to the left as well. So in theory, if you go to the other one side, you won't be able to get to the other wall. That makes sense.
Well, I'm sure it does make sense in gameplay, but this does look like one of those. It's one of those games that's just hard to actually explain. It
uses perspective, kind of like Echo Chrome, if you've ever played that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of when I was looking at screenshots and stuff of this game.
So you have to think in a different dimension, basically. It's difficult to explain, and I suck at explaining.
Yeah, I mean, people would just hop online and check it out, look at screenshots, and just watch a trailer, and you'll be able to tell exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll try and explain this in a different way. You'll have a ledge on the left, far left, but there's a huge gap, and there's a ledge on the right. Normally, if you jump, you just fall, but if you shift the plane, they're now close together.
Okay,
that's probably the easiest way I could explain it.
Okay, gotcha.
It's all about perspective.
Now, I'm trying to figure something out here. I don't know if you know, but the developers of it, Polytron, is this their first, I
think it's their first
game?
I think it is.
Okay, because I'm trying to look on their website, and all I see, everything's just plastered in Fez stuff. And rightfully so. It looks like they are very excited about Fez, but I can't see where they've really done anything else, but... It seems like they've done a standout job so far with their their freshman release, which is cool.
Yeah, and the soundtrack really goes with it because that is also chiptune.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Well, my list is going to be slightly more boring because I haven't really played a whole lot of anything. But GOG did have Fallout for free for 48 hours or something like that.
Yes, I try to spam that on Twitter as much as I can.
And I downloaded it because it's a series I have wanted to play for so long. But unfortunately, they never did have a Mac version that I could find for a reasonable price and that would run on newer Macs. So I found this. Obviously, I downloaded it for free. I finally got the high-res map pack installed for it. And that game is legit. I'm loving it. I'm really excited to play the second one. Of course, I don't know how many. I probably got 20 hours left of the first one. But I saw where the second one was on sale this weekend or last weekend. But yeah, those are really cool games. I'm really pumped up for them. GOG.com did a great job getting them running on Windows 7. It runs flawlessly. I mean, it's smooth as butter. And I'm really liking it.
In case you didn't know, GOG are currently having a Interplay sale, and that includes all the Fallouts.
Yep.
Well, the first three. 1, 2, and Tactics.
Have you played Tactics?
No, I don't even have it.
I might have to pick it up, especially because they're only $2 or $3 on sale right now.
Yeah, $3 each.
something cheap like that. I might have to pick those up because the first one's awesome and it has a tremendous modding community behind it. So there's a lot of replayability to it.
Yeah.
I got online just looking for the high res map packs for it, and there's just so much mods out there for this game and for the whole series, not just the first one, but there's probably as much, if not more, for Fallout 2. But yeah, it is straight up good old school RPGs, and it's made by some great guys. The people who created the original Wasteland with Brian Fargo, he's the guy who helped get Fallout off on its own in a series, and it's awesome. But other than that, I did get into the Ghost Recon Online beta, which it's a cool game. I'm really digging it. I've actually never played a Ghost Recon game, but I did like the tactical Rainbow Six games. I don't know why I just never got into Ghost Recon, but I did get this, and I've only played a few games of it. It's pretty cool. It is team based. It is very tactical, which I'm kind of trying to adjust to. The first few games I played, I got annihilated because I was going in just running and gunning, and you can't do that in a Ghost Recon game. I found that out very quickly. You need to be able to get position points and hide in the right spots. And you have to actually plan everything out. There's a lot of strategy behind these type of games. And that's something that I'm going to have to adjust to. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. It is going to be a free-to-play game, so look forward to that. Definitely get online, check it out, see if you can get a beta access code for it, because it's definitely worth the download. And then I played a little bit of the original Crysis. I kind of got burnt out on Call of Duty, and I wanted to play another shooter, but I wanted to, kind of change it up a bit. So I downloaded Crysis, and I started playing it, and I don't know why. I'm just not getting into it as much as I thought I would. When Crysis 2 first came out, I really enjoyed it, but I mainly played the online. And going through the single player on the first Crysis, it's kind of dull. Just not really a whole lot there that's enticing me to finish playing it. Luckily, it runs great on my computer. I'm running I think I have it on high settings, nothing like over the top, not like extreme or anything like that. And it's running smoothly. I'm probably getting close to maybe 28, 30 frames per second, which is playable on high settings. But, I don't know, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Not much else I could say about it.
I felt the same way, and I played it roughly around when it came out, and people thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great looking game. It definitely did well in that department, but there's just, as far as the storyline, I could honestly care less about it. It's just boring. I mean, that's the simplest and best way I could put it.
I think it's a case of overhyped.
True, very true. And it's one of those things that when it came out, you had to have like the top of the line hardware to run this thing. And now, it came out in 2007, so we're 5 years later, and in all honesty, it was just a poorly optimized game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily that it needed the top-of-the-line hardware to run it. It was poorly optimized. I mean, when you could take a game like Crysis 2, which looks as good, if not better, on high-end PCs, and you can run it on consoles, and it looks just as good on ancient hardware, that just tells you that it was just a piss-poor optimized game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks great. I'll give it that, but it kind of makes me sad that I went ahead and got that plus Warzone. I'm not really excited to play that one either, but I do like Crysis 2, so I'll give them a try. I'm kind of getting into this mode where I want to actually finish my games, which I'm pretty piss poor at. I usually fail at it. I'll start a game and play it for a little bit, then I always quit because I get bored with it. But yeah, Crysis, boring. Not much else I could say about that.
Try Far Cry instead.
I know, you told me about that.
Yeah.
The only Far Cry I ever played was the Xbox 360 Far Cry.
No, play the first one. The very, very first one, which is PC.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I have Far Cry 2.
No, it's not the same thing.
That's what I've heard, but I've got it now, and I got it for free, so I might give it a try first.
It's still a decent game, but the problem is they're both very different. It's weird.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Another lackluster game that I've been playing, unfortunately, because I was actually pretty pumped for this, and that is Divinity 2.
Yeah. You told me about this.
I picked this up fairly cheap. It was like $6 on Amazon, and this is like the the Dragon Knight Saga or whatever. This is I believe the one I have is the second one that came out that included like the new game combat and the new like all the DLC and shit like that included with it, because they had two releases. They had the original one, which I guess did pretty piss poor commercially, and then they came out with the same game, but like an updated version of it. And that's the one I got. And the whole premise and storyline behind this is awesome. I mean, it's very medieval. You're like in Skyrim type times. You are fighting dragons and stuff like that. But the cool thing about this is that the dragons actually take human form in this game. And then when they get all pissed off and ready for battle, that's when they go out and turn into their dragon form. So you're hunting these people around that are actually in human form that are dragons, which is really cool. But the gameplay itself is just so piss poor. It really just took it away from me. The graphics look amazing. The storyline, the NPC characters, everything about the game is really good until you do the actual combat, which makes up 99% of the game. I mean, you're going around, you're fighting everything. It's a grinding game. It's your standard, RPG, solo RPG that's a grinder. And unfortunately, that's such a big critical aspect of the game, and they just failed at it. So I put about an hour and a half into that, and I just had to quit it. I still have it installed, but it's so piss poor that I'm thinking about actually uninstalling it. And it does have controller support, which I tried, but it was just as bad. It was terrible.
It's trying to be a movie with the story.
I mean, the story's great. It looks great, but everything else was just piss poor about it. And the last game that I have played, like I said, I haven't played a whole lot, but the last game is Shank, which I am fairly enjoying. It is it's a side-scrolling 2D beat 'em up. Yeah, hack and slash, beat 'em up type game. I actually didn't use a whole lot of the swords in it. I preferred using the chainsaw. The chainsaw.
Who wouldn't?
The chainsaw and the shotgun was like so good.
Boomstick.
But yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I got it for dirt cheap too. I got it in one of the indie bundles, I believe. So everything about those are dirt cheap. But I'm really enjoying it. I got the second one on PS3 as well. I got it for free, so I'm excited to finish this one. And I actually thought I was nearing the end. I thought this was like a really short game. Because when you start the game out, not to give any spoilers away, but you start the game out, you're fighting this guy called the Butcher. And that's your goal, is to get from, point A to point B to kill the Butcher. And when you do that, you realize that, oh shit, I'm only like halfway through the game, because there's a hell of a lot more to it, and there's a lot more bass bottles. There's a lot more boss battles. Maybe I haven't had quite enough coffee yet.
Bass bottles.
But I really do like it. I mean, it's arcadey as can be. Like you said, hack and slash. So you have 3 weapon types, really 4. You've got grenades that you can pick up along the way. But your 3 main weapon types is, your melee, which you can, shank knives, machetes. Then you have like your heavy moves, which you have like part of the machetes, or you have a chainsaw, and then you can have like shotguns and pistols as your other moves, and you can use those simultaneously throughout all your combat. So you can go cut people up, you can chainsaw them, and then you can shotgun them or pistol them, all in the same move set, and it's a lot of fun when you do it. The problem I'm having is counterattacking. Like I'm just terrible at it. And the boss lady that I'm on right now, she's just whooping my ass, because the whole point of her boss battle is to counterattack her every time. And I'm just absolutely failing. And I haven't tried playing it with keyboard and mouse yet, because it recommended using the controller, which I could see why, because this game would be so hard just playing with keyboard and mouse. Yeah, Shank. Pretty cool game. You guys ought to check it out too.
I should probably do so soon as well. I've got it, but I haven't played it.
It's a lot of fun, and I really do like the art style. It's hand drawn. It's like you're playing an old Toonami video cartoon, in a video game. It's beautiful done, except for there is, it's gruesome. It's not like an old Toonami cartoon. I mean, you're cutting people's heads off and blood's flowing everywhere. It's pretty cool. It's definitely for mature audiences.
It's Manhunt if it was a cartoon.
There you go. There you go. Well, guys, we'll go ahead and move on to some news bits. And there's actually been a shit ton of things happen in the last 3 weeks since we did our last podcast. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I do have some things. But Oren, you've actually kind of taken more on this. If you want to start this out, what have you seen in as far as PC gaming in the news?
Okay. I didn't put as much for this week because I forgot to. So let's start with GOG.com are now selling newer indie games.
True.
Yeah.
They got the new Grimlock game on there, right?
Yep. Legend of Grimrock.
Grimrock.
Gotcha. Grimrock. I think that's what it is. That's what I've got in my notes anyway. But
we already know I can't talk today, so it doesn't matter what I say.
Yeah, GOG, as we know, were used to be called Good Old Games. They're no longer that. They're just GOG.com.
Oh, because no shit. When did this happen? Where have I been?
When was the conference? I don't remember. It might have been Thursday last week. They were explaining that the name's changing. It's all because they're now offering indie games, so they have a wider variety, basically.
True.
It looks like they're also selling premium editions. That's what they're calling it, I think. And they've got Assassin's Creed and one other game that I've forgotten. And you get the soundtrack and wallpapers and all these bunch of stuff along with the game.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, GOG expanding.
Yeah, I noticed they've been doing a lot of like pre-order type things on there too.
Yeah. I haven't been on GOG as much as I used to, so at least I got that.
There you go.
Yeah. Prepare to get your tissues out. Well, you should get your tissues out, actually. Because Dark Souls has been confirmed for PC.
Yes! That was actually one of my news bits. I'm so excited for this.
It's coming in August. It's called the Prepare to Die edition. And it's going to have new bosses.
Oh, I know. It's going to be so good. And you know what's really funny about this is I never played its predecessor.
Neither do I.
I never played this one. I have a PS3. I'm more incapable of playing it, but these are the type of games that you have to play on a computer.
Yeah, they're designed to be on the computer. It's roguelike. Exactly.
I mean, these are PC games at its finest, and I hope they do an excellent job porting this. Actually, I hope it's not just a port. I hope it's just a full-out game, and it's not just like a shitty port, which unfortunately a lot of games end up being these days, but August 24th, man. Put that down on your calendar.
Are they roguelikes, actually?
Yeah. As far as like dying and starting from the beginning, I think they do have checkpoints.
Oh, okay.
But they're hard as balls, like a roguelike. I mean, they might as well be a roguelike, but I don't think you start from the beginning when you die.
Probably from the start of the level or something.
Yeah, I think there is checkpoints at that point. Not like, checkpoints throughout the level, but obviously once you beat a level, I think you can continue on.
Yeah. So it's not a full-on roguelike then.
True, yeah.
But it's close enough.
Sadly, it's going to be games for Windows Live.
No!
And there's actually already petitions coming out to get that removed. I don't think it'll happen, because publishers don't give a shit. Or at least most of the time they don't.
I don't know why I'm saying no, because I've not had any problems with it.
You know what? The one game that I play that is games for Windows Live is the Gotham City Imposters. Yeah. And it just feels like a tacky ass setup that is just not needed. It's definitely not as smooth running as Xbox Live, for instance. I mean, everything in that is integrated very, very smoothly. I mean, it just works great. Games for Windows Live, I don't know. I mean, there's no like party chat. There's no cross-function party chat, I should say. So you can't just like start a party chat with people who's playing on the Xbox. Now, if that was part of it, that would be cool. But you can't do that with Games for Windows Live, and it just feels like a tacky feature added onto it.
So it's pretty lackluster when it comes to multiplayer, because I've only used it for single.
Yes.
Okay, so now that I know that, I hope they go to Steamworks.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, Well, it doesn't. Well, yeah, but I got Gotham City Imposters on Steam, and I still don't think you can use Steamworks. I don't think you use Steam Chat on it because it has the built-in VoIP. But the thing with it though is the big thing about Dark Souls is that they actually took out all voice chat functions in the console games.
Yeah,
because they wanted this to be a much more difficult type game. So they didn't want people, telling you, hey, this is what's happening. They really wanted this to be a solo experience. They wanted you to experience for, the game for what it is itself. How are they going to, combat this with PC? Because, you have things like Skype. How are they going to lock that out?
Yeah, it's very true.
And I know I saw some discussion about that, but nobody really had any, actual, credible, ways of going about this. Because, they would actually have to, block out any type of communication programs on your computer. And that won't fly on PC.
No, it'd mean using something like a Trojan or whatever.
Right.
Or something, I don't know. Some kind of malware.
Yep. But cool nonetheless. Again, August 24th, I'm going to be pumped for this. It's going to be so awesome. It'll probably be one of those games that I just die so many times I get pissed off and never play again, but I'm still getting it nonetheless.
This is Cody's 2012 from May onwards. Diablo 3, a little bit of Dark Souls, Diablo 3.
Yep. Speaking of Diablo 3, month from today. 1 month from today, bitches. I'm so excited. I'll talk a little bit about Diablo 3 here in a minute, but any other news bits?
Ridge Racer Unbounded has been released, including PC.
I know.
A Ridge Racer game is on PC.
Is this the first?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
There is actually a reason why it's on PC. It's by Bugbear, who gave us the Flathouse series.
Okay.
So it makes sense, really. I've not played it personally, but from what I heard, it does have that kind of flat out feel, but it's Ridge Racer at the same time. It's a mix of both, I'd say.
Right. I haven't played it either, but I have watched videos and watched video reviews on it. It looks great.
Yeah. The fact that it's by Bugbear makes me want to get it, basically.
I'm not going to lie, though. I can't honestly remember ever playing a Ridge Racer game. I'm sure I probably played some of the originals back on PS1, but I am a complete noob to the Ridge Racer franchise. But this game looks pretty legit.
Yeah. To quote Kaz Hirai, I think his name is, Ridge Racer.
A lot of people love it, though, because, smooth gameplay with the drifting. It makes for a fun arcadey type game.
Yeah. Other news. A bunch of other indie bundles have been released. Yeah, whatever. I'm actually starting to get a little fed up of indie bundles.
What? I'm starting to see a lot of rinse and repeat anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that they're coming out with these bundles, you either already have or you've seen it in a previous bundle.
Yeah.
Which you can see happening because there's just not that many games coming out that quickly because they have a new damn bundle every other month.
Yeah. Even Gamersgate's getting on this now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not that I care what it's there.
I used to use Gamersgate quite a bit back in the day because they were one of the only legit sources to get a lot of Mac ports.
Yeah.
They have some pretty decent Mac ports of games. I know I got like Dragon Age Origins on there. But indie bundles left and right.
Yeah, there's a new Be Mine. There'll be a new Indie Gala soon. New Indie Royale one soon. So it's a bunch of shit going on. I just can't be bothered naming them. There's so many.
Yep.
Also, Gamersgate has a 1C complete pack sale going on. I'm not sure how much it's going to be in the US, but for 87 games, it's £17.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. What games? Anything good?
I believe they have the Men of War games. Those are strategy. They're kind of like Company of Heroes, I think.
Right.
They're supposed to be quite good. I don't remember off the top of my head. There's so many.
That's a shit ton of games.
Yeah, it is. I'm not even getting it. It's just too many, and I don't want to be involved with another distribution. I'm involved with so many already. I don't want to be confused.
I'm kind of in the same boat. There's some stuff that I've bought off Gamersgate, but like I said, everything I've gotten off there has just been for the Mac, so I haven't really had to worry about that yet.
Yeah. And the last piece of news I've got is a game jam that was on 2 weeks ago now, I think, and it was called What Would Moller Do? It's a game jam based on the Twitter feed of the parody version of Peter Molyneux, known as Peter Molyneux. And he gives out these crazy game ideas. And there's a lot you can play from the website. There's like 200 or something like that.
Cool.
I've not played one of them yet. I really should.
Sounds like a blast.
That's all I've got.
I've got very little too. You stole my big Dark Souls piece. That was that was the gem of my news bits. But in other news, we heard Valve was not making a console. Well, they're making something because they are hiring hardware engineers.
Yeah, something about wearable computing.
Yep. So who knows what they're going to be making, whether it be a tablet type computer. Because we've heard Gabe talk about how much he likes tablet gaming, and just that kind of computer software in general. But who knows? They're making something.
Yeah. Don't
know what it's going to be, but it's something. So look forward to that. I'm sure it will be amazing, whatever it is, because kind of everything they make is good. And last but not least, it's a pretty cool thing for Android users out there. And Asus did it prior to this, but EVGA now has an overclocking software called Precision X, which you can do on your Android now. So you're now able to remotely overclock your PC via Bluetooth from your Android device, which is it's completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
but cool nonetheless. I mean, I'm not going to be trying this because I'm honestly happy with the performance of my PC right now. But still, it's a cool opportunity to be able to do something like that.
The only reason I could see myself using it is if some burglars came in and I wanted my PC to explode.
I mean, yeah, it's completely and utterly pointless. It's just nerdgasm, 100%. It's just people wanting to be able to do something else with their gadgets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like something that you're not going to be like down the street at like a cafe or something. Hey, let's overclock the PC while we're here eating brunch or something. It's really kind of pointless because if you're going to be overclocking your PC, you're going to be right there in front of it. Make sure the motherfucker doesn't catch fire or something. But like I said, it's just just another reason for people to pull out their cell phone and play around with it or Android tablet.
That kind of reminds me of a random app that I came across a few weeks ago. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's an app that supposedly, in quotes, that it'll charge your phone using solar rays. It's basically a fake app, and it's trying to tell people you're all dumb.
That's funny. That's funny. I bet it's probably like top app on like the iTunes store or something.
It was on the Android. Hold on. See if it's on the top. I think it's been on the top for a while, if I remember.
That's completely ridiculous.
It was really funny.
Well, that's about it for the news bits. We'll go ahead and hop into our free game of the week. I'll go ahead and start this one out because I got to say, like I said, I haven't played hardly any games, and I actually have not played this game yet, but I've done some research, and it's a game that I've been wanting to play, and that's Brawl Busters, and it is a free-to-play game via Steam. I don't know if you've played this at all, Oren, but...
yeah, I saw it, I downloaded it, but I never
tried it out yet.
Yeah.
Basically what it is, it's a team-based action combat game. And honestly, I know I hate going back to it, but the best way to explain it is think TF2 Melee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just from the videos and stuff I've seen of it, it is a team squad based game, but you're going around and it's just basically melees. I mean, there's no actual weapons per se. You've got a girl who has a bat. You've got another girl who has like a super soaker type thing. I don't even know what it's called. You've got a guy who is like a football player, so he goes around and just smashes shit out of you, and another guy is like a boxer. It looks like a lot of fun, and I haven't played it. I haven't even downloaded it, but it's something that's been on my radar for a while, so I'm definitely going to try that out.
Yeah, the title does make sense, actually. Brawl.
Yep.
So the fact that it's just melee, that actually entices me more. 'Cause I've been wanting some melee-only stuff for a while.
Even the graphics and the visuals and everything really remind you of Team Fortress. It has that cartoony type feel to it. But yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. Team Fortress 2 Melee.
Yeah. I like.
Yep. That's my free game of the week. How about yours?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. No, I actually got one already. I'm just gonna have to remind myself of it. It's called Abobo's Big Adventure.
Oh, I've heard nothing but good things about this.
Yeah, it is. It's a pretty brutal but very funny game. You can't explain it because it goes through so many different stages and so many different genres and so many different references. That's what this game is based about, referencing the NES days. Because it's got Double Dragon, it's got Balloon Fight, I think. What's that fighting one with Mike Tyson? I can't remember.
Oh, Super Punch Out or Punch Out?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so many different references. It's a blast. Seriously, go play it.
And this is a free browser-based game, right?
I think you can download it as well.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard a lot of hype about it, a lot of great things, but I haven't tried it out yet.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, we're actually going to try something a little different this time on the podcast. We're actually going to have a bit of a community discussion. This is something that we've been wanting to do, but in the previous episodes, we just kind of ran out of time. But this one is going to go a little bit longer than usual. And our topic for this episode, we're going to discuss Kickstarter, what it is, what it's been up to, and all that stuff. And I got to ask you just first off, have you actually done anything with Kickstarter, Warren? Like, have you pledged any money?
As far as I remember, no.
Nope.
No.
Well, for you guys out there who doesn't know what Kickstarter is, and I don't know how you don't know this by now, it's actually been out a while. And what it is, it's a crowd-source funding program. And what's great about it for video game developers is it essentially allows the developers to say, hey, this is a project that we want to do. We would love to do this. What do the fans think of it? Do the fans actually want it? And if you do, pledge some money and help us meet this goal so we can actually develop this game. So essentially what it does is it allows the developers to make the games that they want, how they want it, and how the fans want it without going through the loops of actually needing a publisher. They completely just take the publisher, kick him in the ass, and let him go out the door. This is basically completely crowdfunded. So it allows the actual fans themselves, the consumers, to pledge the money and have this game or these games built. And they've got a lot of exciting things going on over there. I mean, like I said, they completely skip the publishers. And in the end, if they do reach their goal and exceed it, what most developers have been doing is that they've let the consumers like do polls, hit up the forums and stuff like that, and actually decide what they want to put into the game. And that's what's been happening. So it's so much, concentrated around what the actual gamers want, compared to what the publishers think will make big money, because they don't. That doesn't even factor into this, which is really cool. And a lot of these developers that are using Kickstarter as a plan to create these games, they're basically saying, fuck the publishers, screw what they think are going to make a lot of money. We don't really care if we make a lot of money off this. We want to make what we actually want to make. So I'm pretty excited what Kickstarter's been doing with the games. And I think, as of recent, a lot of people didn't really know what it was until Double Fine went in and Tim Schafer really sat down and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create this adventure game. We're not going to really tell you a lot about it, but this is what we want to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And if you guys want this done, support us. and they people pledged $3.3 million. And that really put Kickstarter on the map as far as being a new outlet for game funding, which is cool.
That's 7 times more than what they wanted, if I'm right.
Yeah, I think they said it was like it met its goal by 278% or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous what they were able to do with that. And then they're going to take all this extra money and, obviously put it back into the game how they want it. So it's really cool. And I'm looking forward to a lot of the projects that have started up on Kickstarter here as of late.
Yep. I like the idea behind Kickstarter, but it's kind of turning into the whole indie bundle thing that so many are coming now. True,
but a lot of good things are coming out of it too. I mean, the great thing, how Kickstarter platform works is that, and I've seen this as of late, there's been a shit ton of new games pop up on Kickstarter, but just because it's popped up on there does not mean that it's going to happen. I mean, what you have is a quota of days, and you have a goal, a money goal that you set forward, and you actually have to reach this goal by this time. And what the developers do is they have basically a tiered program set up where if you pledge so much money, you get this reward. Pledge this much money, you get this reward plus whatever the previous rewards were, and stuff like that. But if they do not meet the goal and the criteria for the Kickstarter, then nobody loses out. So you're really testing the waters without any worry about losing money or time or anything like that, because if they don't meet the goals, then the people get their money back and then the game just never gets developed. So not a big loss.
That's very risk-free then, isn't it?
Very risk-free. That's actually what I wanted to say, but I couldn't think of the words. But yeah, Kickstarter is very risk-free.
Yeah. I think what I would like to know is, do Kickstarter get a cut from it? So I imagine they would. Yeah,
I think they do. Now, I don't think the developers get any kind of pay from Kickstarter, but this is a website. It's ran by these people, much like eBay. eBay gets a cut for whatever you sell on there. So they would. Yeah. I would imagine they would have to get something, or how else would they be able to run the business?
Exactly.
But I can't imagine it being a whole lot. And the great thing about it too is, a lot of these people, and we'll talk about it here more in a minute, but there's some new programs out there where people are putting back into Kickstarter and other projects, which is a good thing too. They're helping indie developers develop these games that they've really dreamt of making for a long time. And you just had publishers out there, kind of smack them in the face saying, well, that's not going to make us billions of dollars, so we're not going to bother with it.
Yeah. Even if they got 1% cut, that's $30,000 that they got from Double Fine.
Exactly. But yeah, there's definitely some projects coming out that I'm really looking forward to. I mentioned early Wasteland. It was kind of before its time when it came out back in 1988. The original Wasteland was a strategic RPG, and people wanted a sequel for many years, and they weren't able to do it because the publishers looked at it and they didn't think they'd make money out of it. But Brian Fargo, who now made In Exile Entertainment, formerly Interplay, he formed Interplay. So a lot of great minds behind this project, Wasteland 2. I mean, the people who created the first one, they created the Fallout series. I mean, there's a lot of craftsmanship behind this team. And it's already met its pledge. It's raised like $2.5 million, and I think their goal was only like 200,000. And in my opinion, if you go to his Kickstarter page for Wasteland 2, he has the best videos on there, because he goes through and shows these videos, and they're very entertaining too. But he's basically put this project out there over the years for people to go through and support him, and publishers and stuff like that. But he's basically gotten slapped in the face every time because publishers have been like, well, this isn't going to make us a shit ton of money or anything like that. So it just didn't happen. Well, he saw what Tim Schafer was able to do with Kickstarter, put Wasteland 2 up there, and now you've got this whole thing going on where everybody's wanting Wasteland 2, and I wanted Wasteland 2 before I even knew what Wasteland was.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing that's going on. And another thing I want to talk about Brian too is he started up this program since he met his goal, and it was such a success with Wasteland 2. He started up a program called Kicking It Forward, and essentially what he's doing with this, and it's not something that's founded or backed by Kickstarter at all. It's just something that he developed on his own, and it's basically kind of a thing where he's dedicating 5% of his profits. So after the game has been developed, shipped out, any profits he makes off this game, he is donating 5% of it back into other Kickstarter projects.
Yeah.
Which is really, it's a good thing, because it's helping other indie developers develop these games that they really want to develop, where they may not have the funding to actually do it. And we might actually get some fantastic games out of this. I mean, we might get some shit games too, but who knows of all the possibilities that we can be looking forward to these great RPG type games.
It might even give an opportunity to people that want to do more artistic games, kind of like the look of Antichamber or the Est in general. Because publishers will be like, no, stop that, because all they want is money.
Exactly.
Greedy bastards. And
exactly. But we've obviously seen, we've seen some great success with these games. Just like for the Double Fine Kickstarter. I mean, in this day and age, who is going to, publicly fund a mass adventure game? Especially like an old school point and click, like what Tim Schafer's wanting to do. Nobody's going to do that. I mean, no big publisher is going to be like, oh, well, let's invest all this money into a game that's not going to make any money back for us. Well, Tim Schafer didn't care, so he just went out and did it himself. And, people know all the fine work that Double Fine does, so they're supporting it 100%. Yeah.
Publishers say no, the consumers say yes.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly. There's some other Kickstarter projects I'm really looking forward to. They've got one coming out from Cerulean Studios. I don't know if they call themselves Cerulean Studios, but developers are Cerulean. And it's a tactical shooter called Takedown. And this really harkens back to the original Rainbow Six and SWAT games. If you guys remember anything about those are the type of shooters where you literally need to plan out your shots. I mean, one screw up and you're fucked. You basically died. There's no regenerative health or anything like that at all. So that's another game that I'm really looking forward to, and they have a really good promo video up on Kickstarter as well. I almost like going through the Kickstarter pages just to watch all these promo videos, because a lot of them are really funny. And another one that I'm super interested in is a small game called Necro. It's from a company called Dark Forge, and a lot of people that worked in Dark Forge worked in a lot of huge development companies before, like Blizzard and places like that. But this Necro game, if you guys remember a few years back, I think 07 or 08, a game came out called Overlord. And basically, it was like a Pikmin-style game where you controlled these minions and you had them go out and do things and, take over towns and kill things. It's kind of like that, but you play the bad guy, you play as a necromancer, and you're basically, bloodthirst, and you're killing people, and you're taking the corpses and you're turning them into your minions, and you just go around slaughtering everything. And the art style for this game is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like a traditional... I don't even know how to explain it, but it just looks really gruesome and gory. Has a lot of the World of Warcraft or Diablo, just the whole Blizzard type lore and art style behind it. So if you love the fantastic fantasy type art styles, you'll probably like Necro quite a bit. And last but not least, but the one that has really kind of interested me is the new Shadowrun. It's called Shadowrun Returns. And it's coming out from Harebrained Schemes, and this is essentially just a complete new revamp of the Shadowrun series, the old school 2D RPG that made itself famous on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis.
That's cool.
It's very cool, very cool.
I've honestly refrained from looking at Kickstarter because with my love of indie games and all that, you'd think I'd be very interested. But with university and all that, I've gone, I better not. I'll spend money.
Well,
I'll spend money.
And to be honest with you, I have not pledged anything yet.
Yeah.
I haven't pledged a single dollar, but I just like going back and reading all these details and everything, what these developers want to do with this game. And like I said, a lot of these videos that they post on here, they really show how much love they want to put into this game and what they've been doing for it, and just developing games in general. Anymore, you see these videos of developers and stuff talking about all these new shooters coming out, and you can just tell that they're just doing it for another paycheck. They know that's what's going to bring in the money. Where these guys are developing these games, not knowing if they're going to sell, not knowing if they're even going to be able to make them, unless the Kickstarter pledges work for them. But you can still see the amount of love and depth of interest that they actually put into these. So I like it. I think it's a very cool project that they have going on over there.
Yep.
Yep.
Kickstarter, good, but I just hope they don't take the whole indie bundle or even Activision where they milk through it or something.
See, that's the thing too. I don't think necessarily that it's going to be like that because the whole Kickstarter thing, they're their own program, but they also have a lot of set out rules for it. So essentially, what goes on there, like you can't help start up a company or anything like that. I mean, what you literally have to do is actually create a project. So it's got to be something that's, either a piece of art, a game, or something like that. It's not like you get on Kickstarter, well, hey, put so much money in and we'll create this company and we'll start creating all these games and stuff like that. I mean, you actually have to have a goal set out to develop these games. And like I said, it's basically risk-free. If nothing comes to fruition with this, I mean, you get your money back, you lose out on nothing, but the hope that a game would actually come out. Yeah, but that's really what's going on with Kickstarter. Again, Kicking It Forward is a cool program that Brian Fargo from NX Alley Entertainment created. Guys, I really suggest you go check out his website. He's got a blog about it and what he's wanting to do with it. And a lot of these big developers have taken this and they've actually put it on theirs as well. So they're really helping, all this extra money that they're going to be making from profits. They're putting it back into other projects that the community and the gamers themselves would want.
Consumer wins, publishers lose.
Exactly. I'd like to hear what your guys' opinions on it is. So leave us comments, send us tweets, or what have you. As far as have you pledged anything on Kickstarter? What are the pros and cons of Kickstarter, and just your general opinions about it? Let us know that. I'd really appreciate it, and we'll discuss that on the next episode. But last but not least, we'll wrap this up, and we'll just take a couple community questions that we have from some of our fans. And this first one is from our pal Cliva McVicker, also host of the Press Start podcast. He asked, if you could turn one PC game into a text-based game, what would it be and why?
Oh, damn. It has to be a really good story then, wouldn't it? And a good world.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh. Cliver, you bastard. Now I have to go through my Steam collection.
This would actually be pretty easy for me. I think even most recently, Skyrim would be a very good text-based game just for the general atmosphere, the world, the environment, and everything that goes into the Oblivion type games. I mean, there's just a lot of gameplay to it, and there's a lot of storylines to it anyhow. So turning that into a text-based game would be like reading some really good novel, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I've got one, and it'd be a pretty funny one to play. Dave the Tentacle. I think that would just be hilarious in text form. Explain
this to me, because I've never played this game.
Basically, it's about this purple tentacle that wants to take over the world. And you, as a nerd with your friends, try to stop him. But something goes wrong with the time machine. One goes to the future, one goes to the past, and one stays in the present. And you have to... I can't really explain it, because, as you know, I suck at explaining.
You've explained enough. A big purple tentacle.
Yeah, big purple tentacle trying to take over the world.
That's all we really need.
Yeah, and you have to stop him.
There we go. Next question up is from our pal Derek Kemp. He said, if you wanted to play MMOs again and you could choose one game to change into an MMO, what would it be?
I know one game that I want to play that is an MMO, but change it to an MMO. Think of a good... Oh, it doesn't really have to be an RPG, really, does it?
No.
An MMO?
Basically, any game that you'd want to change into an MMO.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily have to be an RPG. I don't know, if I'm honest. I wonder how you'd make Trackmania as an MMO.
Well, they tried it with Need for Speed World.
That's true.
Basically, I don't know. You just level up. For me,
I've got an interesting one. Portal.
How would that work?
Well, you wouldn't necessarily always have puzzles, but you could travel through the city, for example, with a portal gun. So you'd be flying in the air, or whatever.
Man, if I could play one MMO, I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know. I don't know if I'd want to change any other game into an MMO because the whole MMO scene is getting pretty lackluster for me anymore.
Yeah.
But I have heard one thing. My best friend actually got into the Diablo 3 beta, which pisses me off because I didn't. But he told me, he sent me basically like 5 text messages yesterday kind of explaining what's going on with it. And he said Diablo 3 is a lot like WoW now. Like it's very WoWish.
That can't be good.
So, well, I don't know. The way he explained it to me, like it wasn't like an MMO, but it definitely had a lot of elements that WoW brought to the table that kind of made it famous. So that could be interesting, having Diablo in that type of atmosphere. But Diablo is its own thing. I would not want to see that turned into an MMO. So yeah, I don't have a game for it. I don't want to see anything else turned into an MMO.
There's only one MMO for me, so I'm happy with that.
True. Though I did get a beta invite for Terra.
I heard that's quite good.
I have not downloaded it yet, but I'm actually kind of intrigued by it because it has action-oriented combat.
Yeah, it's an action RPG, I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, which I think would be really good. But another question from our pal Adam Agro. He wants to know what our thoughts on seasonal events, such as TF2 having its Halloween content and Killing Floor having its Christmas content.
I personally think it's cool because it really adds the immersion, to be honest.
I feel the exact same way, and as long as the content is free, and both of those are, it's definitely a great thing. That was actually one of the things I enjoyed most about World of Warcraft is when the seasons came around, they always had seasonal content for, a number of days, and they actually had extra goals, extra things that you can do with those seasons. And it really made me just want to hop on and play during those seasons so I can try out all the new stuff.
Yeah, Guild Wars did exactly the same thing.
Yep. We got 2 more questions for you, short and sweet. This is from my buddy Jim. He wants to know what's our favorite pie, what's our favorite ZZ Top song, and then what is our favorite ice cream flavor?
Okay, pie. I guess rhubarb.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, rhubarb pie is, you can't beat it, really, can you?
Actually, you really can't because that shit is amazing.
Ice cream. I don't know. That's a more of a tough one. Maybe cookie dough or strawberry.
True.
Just very conventional flavors, but you can't beat, basic stuff at times. And favorite ZZ Top. I tried to remember. I'm going through Wikipedia. I think it's Give Me All Your Lovin'.
There you go. Mine would have to be peanut butter pie. Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. And then my favorite ice cream flavor is just plain old vanilla.
Oh, vanilla's good as well.
Yep, I like my vanilla. And last but not least, from Layered Gamer on Twitter, normal or Canadian bacon? That's not even a real question, right? I mean, normal all the way. Canadian bacon, all it is ham.
All I'm going to say is, who gives a shit? If it has bacon in the name, then eat it.
Well, I do, because those damn Canadians, it's not real bacon, it's just ham.
Well, bacon is ham. It's from the same animal.
You have beef bacon, too. I thought we went through this. Salty beef bacon.
Yeah, but you Americans are weird.
Yum, yum, yum. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. That was it. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out in all the sources. Obviously, we have Twitter. We've got Facebook. Check us out over at the main website for the page. We'll have all of it in the show notes. You can check us out on iTunes. Make sure you download it. Hit that like button. Put the review down. We appreciate it. And until next time, we'll catch you later.
Goodbye.
Bye, Aiken.
Dance.